Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Axis Medium Indoor-Outdoor Wall Sconce. This is the 30-6403. There's also a smaller one, a larger one, and also some doubles. Check them all out. So the reason we say they're indoor or outdoor is because a lot of people will want to use this inside for a lot of different reasons, and there's no reason not to do that. So let's hop into the size of the fixture. I happen to have one right here, at least parts of it anyway. So this is 19 inches from the bottom of the fixture to the very top of the fixture, and then the width is coming in at 4.8. That's going to go over your 4-inch junction box, just dandy. So the depth on it is only 3.3 inches, which qualifies this to be ADA compliant. That's Americans with Disabilities Act that says that a sconce can only come out from the wall up to 4 inches to be ADA compliant, which means if you're doing some kind of ADA compliant project, could be doing a hotel or an office building or maybe a doctor's office, this would be a really good fixture to use, possibly in the hallways or in the stairways. Same thing for residential housing. It's a good place for that, as well as outside, obviously. Okay, I want to hop into a little bit more about what it's about. Actually, before we do that, let's talk about the back plate on it. 19 inches tall by 4.8 inches wide. Again, fits beautifully over your 4-inch junction box. I want to show you a little more information about that, and how we're going to do it is we're going to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how it goes together, and you're basically putting the glass into the frame and then kind of hanging it on the fixture. Very easy. But it's going to show you some detailed information and sketches about the inside of this and how it goes on your 4-inch junction box. So take advantage of that if you can. It's on all the Hubbardton Forge products on our site. Let's talk about glass really quick. So this is going to be using a beautiful piece of optical quality glass. Hubbardton Forge, they source their glass from the most amazing places on earth, and this is pretty incredible. It's very substantial. You know, it is not light, it's solid. Sandblasted on the bottom, sandblasted on the back, so it's going to help push that light out. It's going to diffuse it coming out of the bottom, and you're going to see it passing through. It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of glass. Fits right into that frame. Okay, so that's it for glass. Why don't we talk about a couple other quick things. Oh, anyway, this is also 2.5 inches wide and then 11.49 inches long. Little details that sometimes people want to know. Mounting height. Distance from the bottom of the fixture to the middle of the outlet box is coming in at 9.6 inches, which means it's really kind of up here. So it's something you should know as well. Let's talk about lamping, which is going to be very, very important on this because you're going to have two options. You can do halogen if you want to stay with halogen. That's that beautiful crisp light. This is a halogen bulb right here that can go into this. You're maxing out at 60 watts because of the heat generated by a halogen bulb. It's going to be using what is this? This is a G9 socket. G9 sockets just take G9 bulbs. They push right in very easily. Now you'll notice the housing up here. There's going to be that socket's going to be coming down, and you have to be able to get your glass in here, and it's going to fit right into there. So that only gives you about yay much space to get an LED in. LEDs come in lots of different types. They come in what are called phosphorus, and that's this yellow guy right here, the orange pad in the middle. They come as cob LEDs, and see how there's lots of, looks like a corn cob basically, lots of little pads in there and on the ends. This is a shorter one that has a cover on it. The deal with this is you have to be able to get an LED that is the same length as your 60 watt max halogen bulb in order for it to fit in here. So what I would do is I would probably start off with halogens because they're very easy to get. You can pick them up online. We get ours on Amazon. You can get them at Home Depot or Ace Hardware if you want to. But I would try out the halogen bulb, see how it works, measure the bulb, get the specs on it, and then start doing a little due diligence as far as looking for bulbs out in the world. Hubbardton Forge has a bulb that they recommend from a company called Emery Allen, and that's an MR11. And what that is kind of like, it actually pushes light down in one direction, kind of like a flashlight would do that. However, that bulb is only 3 watts, and because it has to be small enough, just like the other ones, to get in here, it is only the equivalent of a 25 watt bulb. So that's something you might want to think about. how much light do you really need from this? Because do you need to like get a lot of light out and kind of light an area in front of you, like in the garage or the stairway or something like that? Or are you just looking for a nice warm light to kind of wash down the wall of your building or your hallway? So it's really about it for there. Now when you're looking at LED bulbs, they're always going to talk about the color of the light coming out of it. I'm going to put a link to that Emery Allen bulb down there, and you'll see there's a pull down menu. It says choose your color, I guess, right? Choose the color of your light. It's really the Kelvin temperature. They're going to offer you 27, and that's going to be the same for all this stuff. 2700 Kelvin, that's going to be the super yellow light, like a setting sun. So that's 2700 Kelvin. They're going to offer these to you in something called daylight, which is not like a setting sun, nor is it like sunlight. That's going to be that bluish white hospital waiting room light that's out there, kind of like a convenience store, or an overcast day, and that's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is 3,000 Kelvin. That's kind of the middle of the road, kind of mimics an incandescent bulb we grew up in. That is warm white, soft white. That's the light coming down from these LEDs on my hands right now. So that's what we like to use in our showroom. That's what I would probably get. You know, I like the Emery Allen stuff. I think the quality of it's really good, and because it's a little different than these guys, it actually will push light down through it, much like your halogen bulb. But don't be afraid of halogen bulbs. This is a dimmable fixture. If you're going to be going for the LEDs and you want to dim it, make sure it says it on there. Halogens just dim beautifully on their own. Hubbardton Forge only uses aircraft-grade aluminum to make their outdoor fixtures. Aluminum holds up the best in incredibly harsh environments. When you're out and you look up in the sky and you see all those jet airliners running around up there, those are all made out of aluminum for a reason. And part of that reason is it holds up great, like I said. It also forges beautifully. It holds finish beautifully. It doesn't rust. Remember that. It's very important. And they're virtually indestructible when they're all finished. So how Hubbardton does it is they take the fixture itself, they're going to wire it up at the top, they're going to put a wire at the bottom, they're going to send a current of electricity that's going to go through this fixture, making it positive, and they put it into a spray booth with a picture of the woman next to me. You can see she's spraying finish around it, and because it's positive, it's going to adhere to every nook, every cranny, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. After that, they're going to take this and they're going to move it into an oven. That oven is going to melt all of that down and create a very hard shell. So it makes it, again, virtually indestructible. So they've also tested these things in these wind chambers. So they take the fixture, all covered in that epoxy powder coat. It's going to go into that chamber. They're going to shoot salty seawater at it at high velocity for hours and hours and hours, just like you were at the beach and you have like a hurricane coming in, which to me is going to be pretty much the worst environment you're going to run into. So after they tested these and found out that they hold up incredibly well, Hubbardton Forge offers basically the best warranty in the lighting industry. And you can see that on the page for this. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link, and click on that, and it'll show you the entire warranty and how it all works. Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world at Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, That's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.